Hey y'all, Queen Sugar back. How you doing? Today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. You beautiful, beautiful queens, you. Soon to be mothers too. You are mothers, and those aren't mothers yet. Congratulations, because one day you'll be. I just wanted to come and say hello. I know it's been 2 weeks since I made a video. There's been a lot of different things happening in my own personal life that I'd care not to discuss, although I'm an open book all the time. It's just, when you are being called to do something, sometimes you must be obedient. So I'm being obedient and I'm following what I'm supposed to be doing for you. My people, my lovely, lovely community of disabled people and those who aren't. Let me make it abundantly clear. I am speaking to the people who have knowledge of being disabled, who are disabled, who have recently been disabled, those who were born disabled. This whole community consists of us all. And we are all united because of our uniqueness. Let me just explain a few things, the reason why I'm here. I have no financial gain. I have nothing to gain but relief in knowing that this is serving somebody, some people. We have a voice, and unfortunately hasn't been heard for a long time. Granted, we have a lot of laws set in place and, things that have been, definitely put in place for us. Laws, different infrastructures in different cities, handicap ramps, automatic doors, scooters inside the stores where you can go shopping and use the store scooter. Those are beautiful things that we are very, very appreciative of. And we're grateful. But we're also aware of the other things that are unjust for us as a disabled community. I talk about my friend Eric. Love him with all my soul. Hi, Eric. Love you. Sandro. Love you. Angela. I love Walter Williams. I love you. You are my bestest friend in the whole wide world. We've been friends since we were 12, and you should have been shouted out the first video that I made, but you know me. I get a little forgetful. I've had strokes, Anyway, we as the people aren't being represented like we should have been back like in the 70s and the 90s. We kind of got comfortable, and we're comfortable with the adjustments and the laws that they set in place for us. But I also want to make sure we are also being strong advocates for ourselves as well. Like, there are certain injustices that haven't been addressed yet. People who were born with disability, they understand that this is not something new to them. They've just adapted to the way of life like we have. What I want to say is, don't stop thinking that it's okay to be, very, very active and, to want to see change. Don't stop that, because we have all kinds of movements out here for the better good of their situations. We also need to be just as proactive. Like Me Too, Black Lives Matter. We have these organizations out, and they're making a difference in the way of life for those situations. I'm Black. My life matters, but I'm also disabled, and disabled lives matter. From coast to coast, we have, people of all walks of life who are disabled. It doesn't matter. It brings us together, it unites us, because we are of the same uniqueness. And when I say uniqueness, and this is how I see it, you don't have to, agree with me, but how I see it is that you are favored. You were brought into the world to be absolutely different. Whether you were born this way or whether you ended up this way, you are unique. You have favor over your life. I don't know what type of, higher belief you believe in, but I believe in the Most High. And I believe that the Most High spared your life, my life, and those lives who have been born different for a reason. There's favor over your life. And once you realize that you are special, and that you're special to the Most High, or your God, or whatever, whoever you serve, Buddha, it doesn't matter. Get the message behind it. You are special because you are favored. Okay? Do you know what that means? That means that you walk a different path than everybody else. You are supposed to be very, very, very unique. You are supposed to think different. You are supposed to be different, no matter how you look at it. Some may not be able to speak, some may not be able to see, but you are different and you are unique and you are close to the Most High. You are favored. Therefore, your train of thinking should be different anyway. Although we have the other people on earth who consider themselves of a difference because they're not unique like us, who feel like they're more powerful, they're better, or whatever they feel. And they may make you feel like, you're different, but in a bad way. I'm here to tell you, not different in a bad way, you're different in a good way. Who else has that much favor over them? That you're still here. You're still here for a reason. And I want to remind you that if you're quiet about your life, then that's what happens. You're just living at that point. You're not living. You're living. You're just here. I could just be here too. But it's not me. I want to be here and living every day like it's the very last day because tomorrow's not guaranteed. And along the way, I want to be able to, encourage my people that I have seen the injustices. I have seen the treatment. I have seen things that, we shouldn't have to deal with. And we do. For one, the way the medication and the Medicare system and our insurance company runs, we have issues with that. Like, I'm sure I come from a lower class income, so I have the lower class income insurance. And I'm sure that the things that they prescribe for me, like the care providers, they would never prescribe to their own parents. For instance, the scooter that I have is called a go-go. In fact, it's a no-no. If I roll over a pebble, I'll fall to the ground. It has happened. It really has. I on taking a walk with the kids, and I had just got my go-go and hit a pebble. And then the back wheel went into the grass part of the sidewalk, and I tipped over with the scooter seatbelt on and into the street, laying in the street with the scooter attached to me with the seatbelt. We're like, how do you get mommy up? I don't know. If the neighbor hadn't driven by and said, Miss Sugar, what are you doing on the ground? I'm like, the go-go's a no-no. And we're laughing. I wasn't hurt, but this is the equipment that they give me and people like me who are in this income bracket. We get the no-no. I mean, the go-go. I mean, the no-no. You know what I mean. That's what we get. Different situations that happens in different cities differently. You know what I mean? So we have to be active about our own care because we don't have that activism like we used to. In the 70s, yeah, they got a lot of laws passed, like especially with education and the mistreatment of disabled people in public. I appreciate the bus systems and all the accommodations that they have made for people with disability. You can get on a bus and the bus pulls up to the sidewalk, lets out a whole ramp for you, get on, get to the handicap spot on your scooter or wheelchair. They'll snap you in. It's really nice. But the only problem I have with that is some buses that have that, authority to drive by and say, there's a disabled bus coming behind me. You had room. You could have stopped. Why did you keep going? I know that's what happened to me here in Boston, Massachusetts with the Boston Public Transportation, MBTA, on a route going to out with my kids one morning, and the bus went right past me. Another one went right past me because I was not on the sidewalk but in the street, so he couldn't put the ramp down. So he just kept it going. But at the time, I didn't know that's why he did it. Luckily, I have a family member who drives for the bus, so it was explained to me. But, I mean, there are different things in different cities that we are definitely grateful for. But there are certain things that, we wish we, had better of. Like my scooter. I wish that I could apply for a scooter where I can drive with one hand, or, you know what I'm saying? It's nice and comfortable with weather. I could go out in the cold air and I won't have to worry about going down a handicap ramp and the bottom part of it gets stuck because the handicap ramp's a different inclination. That's what I found out with the go-go. I mean, the no-no. I found out that I got the scooter and I live on a hill. So I was out with the kids and I'm trying to go up the hill and I'm like, why is the scooter keep stopping? Which is like stopping to feel like it was like a car accident. I felt like I was going to get whiplash. It's like stopped so abruptly. I'm like, oh, what? Yeah. It kept happening. So I would have to go all the way around the block, go up a smaller hill, and come to the house. I called the scooter company, the wheelchair company, and I'm like, why isn't my scooter go? It stops and we have to press this button and it comes back on, but we can't go up to my door with the scooter. I have to go around and I can't walk up that hill. So what's going on? I need a new scooter. Well, your insurance company doesn't allow you to get a new scooter unless it's broken. I said, it's broken. It won't go. They're like, oh no, it's not broken. You live on an 8-inch inclined hill. You only have a 5-inch inclined scooter. So doesn't that qualify for me to get a new scooter? No. What needs to happen? Now we got a whole new set of things that need to happen. Basically, I would have been better off moving. So I use the scooter. I just know that I can't go up the hill, but I got to go all the way around on my scooter. It's also good in the malls because it drives best on ceramic or linoleum floors. But on the sidewalks, horrible. Horrible. You have to be strapped in or you're going to bounce right out. You go down a handicap ramp, some of them are so ragged and so bad that the wheel gets stuck and you got to force yourself to go, and it's crazy. It's supposed to help you in the community, and I'm grateful. And I'm so grateful I was able to qualify for one because, I can't walk too many steps. And those who are out there, that can relate with me, you know what I'm talking about. Some of the things that we tolerate is just us tolerating with it because we're so grateful that, they've made these adjustments for us after not having them for many years. So I guess we just better be grateful for what we have, yeah? I guess we could say that, but I don't think so. I think we need to keep going, from our walks of life. We could say from our mobilities of life, female. From our mobilities of life, family, and start a movement where we're advocating for ourselves and, better situations, better insurance, better, health care, better medications. Some of the things that we are dealing with, the side effect from some of the medications we take. And it's a whole array of things that we can consider injustices. You go into the hospital, they know you're disabled. You're supposed to have somebody there to assist you. They'll walk away and leave you and you fall. And somehow they can sweep it under the rug and you don't get a lawsuit and you're more concerned about getting better than being in a lawsuit. That's that special thing inside I'm talking about, that favor. You ever notice that, because you have that special favor over your life, you feel like you're exceptionally empathetic to other people's situations? You feel like, you have to do more because, you're so grateful that people do for you or help you or they understand you or they're giving you time. I have felt like that. But I don't want you to ever think you're not important or you're not special. You are so special that you have favor over your life. And sometimes people will make you feel like you don't. Or you allow people to occupy that thing in your mind that, makes you feel like, oh, I'm not like this one. I can't do that. I don't do. And we all do it. But I don't want you to. You got to stop that. Don't do that no more. You hear me? Queen Sugar said, cut that out. That's not serving you any good. We're going to change your train of thinking now and put you in that favor thinking that you are special because you have favor over your life. If you didn't have favor over your life, would you be here? Honestly. And the condition, whatever condition you relate to at this moment, just consider yourself. Would you be here if you didn't have favor over your life? Do you have confidence in knowing that tomorrow you're going to be here? You have favor over your life, and people will try to steal that joy from you because you have that special that they just don't have. You know, it's not a curse to be this way. It's actually a blessing. Lift up and say thank you that I am here, this special, this magnificent, and just your divine favor. Okay? And that's the truth. Because I've come to the realization that, people will try to make you feel like, you need them because you're in this condition or you're disabled. Or they'll try to put in your mind that, without them, you would have never been successful. It's insanity. Please don't do that. Please don't allow anyone to make you feel like you're not special and you're not favored, because you are. I know there's a lot of things going on against disabled people that are unspoken of. And one of the things is that, we are victims of a lot of things. Manipulation, crime, rape, all kind of things. And it's called the invisible victims of crime. Because they don't report them, how we're robbed, how we're set up, how we have people coming in and try to take that little bitty Social Security check. They see it as a whole bunch, but they don't realize after you take the rent and all of your expenses out of it, it's actually not enough. But you want to come set me up to steal it or beat me over my head because I can't defend myself. These are the things that happen against disabled people that are unspoken of. It's spoken of, but it's not put on TV. It's not on CNN. It's not on the 12 o'clock and 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock news. This is going quiet. Invisible victims of crime. What else can you say? Do you know the homicide rate within our community? It's very high. The rape rate, very high. Assault, robbery, theft. It's unreal that it's not being spoken of, like the Me Too, You Too, We Too movement. We are real humans. We are special. We are very, very special. We have favor over our lives. Who is going to be out here to represent FAMO? Me. I'll do it. From all mobilities of life, FAMO. Let's do it. I don't know how to begin, but if you see this and you want to be a part of it, reach out. I'll give you my number, 617-609-2300. Call me, Queen Sugar. Let's do something. I'm tired. It really just, the 2 weeks that I took off. Me and Eric, we talk all the time. And if you're not aware of who Eric is, he's my friend. He has cerebral palsy. He was born like this. And some of the stories he had just breaks my heart. He was born this way, and other children are born with disabilities. And I was one of the kids that was in the classroom when I was little. And I was always speaking up for people who were different. And it's always been a part of me because I have favor over my life. I've never really tried to pick on people. I've always been a representation for people who had disability. I worked in the human services field. I did all that stuff because it was a part of me, my compassion, my empathy. But he grew up this way. And the kids were horrible. The adults were horrible. The kids were horrible. And you have to put that on the parents and, just not being taught better or just pure ignorance. That was a different time. We're in a whole new time now. We're in a 2021. There should be none of that now. We've all been here too long. The systems have been in place too long for any injustices to be going on against people with disability. Do you understand me? We should not be the invisible victims of crime. We should not be getting murdered. We should not be getting raped, assaulted, set up, lied to, beat on, mentally abused, emotionally abused. We need to speak up for ourselves. I know it's hard. If you're in a situation and then you know that you're not being treated right, someone's hurting you, someone rapes you, someone beats you, please don't let them get away with that. They are not to get away with that. You are to speak up. Find your voice. Find a way. Again, 617-690-2300. Call Queen Sugar. I'll speak up for you. If you only have to whisper, and if you can't get to me that way, please reach out on YouTube. send me a message. I'll help the best I can. And if I can't help, I'll find a way. I'll help you. But please understand, you do not have to do this. You do not have to allow people to hurt you because you can't do for yourself. There are agencies who have really good people who are loving, who do it because they love what they do. They're not doing it just for the check. And unfortunately, we get those people in our homes or in our institutions where we are. And unfortunately, we have to deal with that. I'm telling you, you have to be proactive. You have to find that warrior in you that the Most High put in you to fight. Because you do not deserve, that's not living. And that's not quality care of living. Do you understand me? Because you are different and you are unique and you are living this favored life does not mean you are supposed to suffer. You are not at any time supposed to be abused, hurt, manipulated, lied to, cheated on, made to feel anything different than a human. You are a human, period, first. And you are the Most High's human. You are a favored human. That's what you should walk away from this understanding. This is the main message that I want to give to you today. Is that throughout whatever trials and tribulations you've gone through and what you have to face in the future moving forward, you are a unique, favored human being. And you deserve to be treated with the best quality care of life as possible, just like the next person standing next to you. It's no different. You should not allow anyone. No one should be able to hurt you, manipulate you, or do anything of those things. Emotional damage, and emotional abuse is just as bad as physical. It takes a long, long time to recover. It really does. You know, situations where you're in love, you have a partner who makes you feel like you're just not adequate enough because you're disabled. Or you have a friend who will bring you in situations where they know you're not, it's not your environment. I can't even get up these stairs. Why would you invite me to something like this? Be clear. You have a voice, please. Victims of violence. Victims of crime. Please don't put yourself in a situation where we have to read about you because you felt the need to have companionship, or someone made you believe that you could trust them, or just like every human being on this earth, use your better judgment. But do not allow no one to come up in your house or in your hospital room or in any facility, any institution that you're in and treat you badly, hurt you physically, mentally, emotionally. All the abuse is unacceptable. I declare your voice to be spoken. I claim it. If you don't, I do. It's up to us to fight for each other now because we have everybody else fighting for themselves. We too need to fight for ourselves. We should never be an invisible victim of crime. Why weren't we publicized all over the world about the crime? And that's continuously happening to our people. Why? Because it's invisible. Shh, quiet. We already gave them enough to keep them quiet. Don't think I handicap ramps and nice little automatic doors and elevators and walls and stuff for them? They're good. Don't even tell the people about that. Well, Queen Sugar's going to tell you about it. Yeah, we need to stand up and get our stuff together. You know what I wanted to say. We need to stand up and get our stuff together and stand up and unite and get it right, okay? Get it right. We're grateful. Thank you. We appreciate all of the things that you've done to accommodate us. But we're not being protected and definitely not being spoken of. We're not being represented in the communities. It's still very, very, very hard to find good care. It's still very hard to find adequate health care, adequate doctors who are sympathetic to our needs. Because that go-go, I know my doctor would never put his mother in that. Never. I bet if he had a disabled mother or uncle or aunt and a family member, they'd have the limo, the luxury, the Benz of scooters. And I got the Hugo. The no. Anyway, must is a must. Is a must that we speak up for our community. You see something, you know something, you better say something. Because nobody else is gonna. How many of us are gonna die at the hands of another human just because we were invisible? We're not invisible. Thank you for opening up the education boards in the 70s. Thank you for putting laws into place for our, infrastructured cities. Thank you. But we are still the invisible victims of crime. And it's happening. We're being raped. We're being beaten. We're being robbed. And they don't even report it. Why? Come on, my people. Female. From all mobilities of life. Let's go. Let's get it. I love y'all. It's Queen Sugar. Listen. You are special. You are unique. You have favor over your life. You are here for a reason. Stop. Just get out that state of mind that you are stuck. You're not stuck. You've been brainwashed to believe you can't do it. You want to get woke? Keep tuning in. Like. Subscribe for Queen Sugar, the disabled, sexy queen. Subscribe, like, share. Get the word out to your people. Tell your auntie. Tell your cousins. Tell your people. We got the female now. From all mobilities of life. Whether you walk, whether you roll, whether you, get pushed in the stretcher. It doesn't matter. You can do it all. But sitting still, being quiet, and tolerating people hurting on you, not okay. Not okay. I thank you for tuning in. Come back again. I love y'all. Queen Sugar out.